Okay, it's the second game now. I'm playing Bretonnians again, and Si's rustled up a small Empire army. So I'll let you run you through that. So first up.
Okay, these are proxied flagellants. There's 18 of them, bare minimum. And then next to them, we just have 5 knightly orders, just as they are. And then in there is a warrior priest. And then on the other side, on my right, is a unit of state troop handgunners, just as you see as well.
Right.
So everything.
So have they got commands or?
No.
Right. Okay.
Commands are too expensive.
Yeah, we're playing battle line missions, so commands shouldn't really be a problem. You know. I wouldn't like to play Watchtower with 500 points of Bretonnians, really. Right, so the Bretonnian list is same as last time. It was 6 Knight Errant, 5 Knights of the Realm with a level 2 Damsel, supporting the Law of Life. She got Flesh to Stone and Earth Blood, and then 14 Peasant Bowmen with defensive stakes. So that's it. So we'll see you at the end of whoever goes first, which will probably be Si, because I'm going to pray. So we'll see you at the end of Empire turn 1. Okay, it's the end of the whole of turn 1. Si just moved up his handgunners because they were obviously out of range, only been range 24. I deployed a few millimetres back, well, that was almost an inch back, so he was out of range. The Knights and the Flagellants moved up. He cast his Soulfire, I think it is, to give his guys flaming attacks, and that was it. And then my turn, my Knights stayed where they were, and so did the Peasants. Managed to cast Earthblood. Not Earthblood, Flesh to Stone on these guys, so they're now toughness 5. And my peasants fired at his handgunners and killed 4 of them, but he passed his panic test. And that's it. So that's the end of turn 1. See you at the end of turn 2. Okay, it's the end of turn 2. So I just moved up, fired his handgunners at my knights. Unfortunately, did nothing. And then just stayed where he was. And then in my turn, I managed to cast. Oh no, I didn't. I failed to cast Flesh to Stone. I also failed to cast one of his spells. I think it was a reroll to wound one.
Yeah.
And then in my shooting phase, I managed to kill another 5 handgunners, leaving 1 left, but he passed his break test. So we're showing him that the old ways are much better than these black powder weapons. And then I tried a dual charge against these knights. Unfortunately, my Knights of the Realm failed, but the Knights Errant charged in. They made a good account of themselves and killed 2 knights. And his warrior priest managed to kill 1 of my knights. So he lost by 3, but managed to pass his break test. So it's probably not looking so good for them. They're going to get flanked now, which is bad. And that's it. So that's the end of turn 2. We'll see what happens in turn 3.
Okay, this is Empire turn 3. Basically, thanks to my warrior priest holding last turn, the flagellants managed to get into the flank of the Knights Errant, and with throwing themselves at their weapons, they managed to score 2 wounds on themselves, and basically got rerolls to hit and wound at strength 5. Which they did so. They got 18 attacks. I hit 18 times in the end with rerolls, and 16 times, and then wounded 15 times. Needing 2 pluses.
And there was only 5 of them. And ironically, they only lost by failing 5 armor saves. So.
Yeah.
They had their 5-up ward and their 4-up armor, but they failed 5 in the end, and so they all died. But on the plus side, it has presented with a nice juicy flank charge on an unbreakable unit, so it's not like they can flee or anything, so that's pretty good. But yeah, that hurt. That was horrible. So these may look like plague monks, but they actually are plague monks, really, because they're probably more disgusting than plague monks. As soon as they get their rerolls to hit and wound, especially on knights. Ouch. So yeah, Si's got a nice list. Well, we'll see what happens at the end of Bretonnian turn 3. Hopefully it goes a bit better than that turn did. Okay, the end of Bretonnian's turn 3. Charged his flank, as I was expecting to do. rolled an epic magic phase, managed to get off both my spells. Unfortunately, he got his Prophet of Doom thingy, whatever it's called, the Ender's Eye. Got rerolls to hit and wound, so his 3 guys did a ridiculous amount of attacks against me.
6 hits.
6 hits, 6 wounds. But luckily I only lost 1 knight, which was nice. So, but I won the combat, but he still managed to reform on his particularly low leadership because of the combat res, but he still managed it. So, so it'll be a bit of a pillow fight now because everyone's gone down to strength 3, but at least I am toughness 5 with regen, so that's quite nice. So that's the end of turn 3. So we'll see at the end of turn 4. Okay, it's end of turn 4. We slugged it out with the flagellants and the knights. During Sai's turn, my guys still had all the buffs, so he didn't do anything. I managed to kill quite a few of his, and he managed to kill a few more of his with his Ender's Eye thing. And these guys just moved around. Then in my turn, slugged it out a bit more. I didn't manage to get any of my buffs off though. I rolled a particularly bad magic phase and so I channeled. And he lost a few more guys to his Ender's Eye, and I killed a few, but he's still unbreakable, and there's just 2 left holding him up. It looks like there's a flank going on there, which is bad news for me. And the peasants just fired at the knights. They lost their defensive stakes for moving, but it didn't really matter because he had my flank anyway. But I didn't manage to do any wounds. So that's the end of turn 4. Okay, so it's the end of turn 5. I charged my peasants into his flank. Managed to get all flesh to stone on the knights. Unfortunately got a miscast and did a wound to my prophetess. Sorry, not prophetess, damsel. And then we had a bit of a ruckus. My peasants attempted to drag down his general and did a wound to him, but he passed the other 3, which is a bit of a shame because that would have been nice. And I pursued him, failed to catch him, but we agreed that was probably over now. So his knights didn't really do anything to me, and I just won through combat res. I didn't actually manage to kill any of them, but I did wound his general. So that was the end of the game. It went pretty well. I think Sai's army did a lot better than he thought it was going to do. Yeah, the flagellants kicked off.
The flagellants are excellent, but I suffered from you got some very good magic phases. The Law of Life on knights is incredibly good in 500 points.
Earthblood and the Flesh to Stone on the same unit is just really good.
It's just excellent. I mean, there's nothing you can do to get around that. I mean, even it's, I know it's +2 toughness, but that makes everything. I mean, flagellants going into a unit of knights like that, they're going to toughness 3 knights. They're going to rip them a new one, especially if they get rerolls to hit and wound, like they did on the.
The errants died horribly. That was nasty.
But you kind of. The ward save works really, really nicely. In 500 points, that ward save is incredible.
Yeah, the 5-up ward.
That very nearly saved the Knights Errant.
Yeah, it did. Even if one had survived, that would have held the flagellants in place. And then, of course, they wouldn't have had their flails if I charged into them. But because they'd actually killed the Errants and then I charged into the flank, he still had 6 strength 5 attacks on me, rerolling to hit and wound, which was quite nasty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so. And the peasant bowmen did amazing. They killed that whole unit of handgunners. So, and then won this combat through the combat res they provided, and took a wound off him. So, because that would have been a drawn combat if they hadn't charged in, because it was a banner, the flank, and the wound to the warrior priest.
Yeah.
So the peasants are men of the match, I think.
Yeah, they did very well. I could never outdo 14 peasants at better range.
Yeah.
Just wasn't going to happen.
I think your flagellants were excellent though. They really kicked ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the end of the game. We're probably going to try and fit another one in. Probably have something to eat first.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, it's going pretty well. So it's quite fun having these small games. Get to try things out and amend your list almost instantly.
Yeah.
So so I'm probably going to try Orc and Goblin. Try a 500 point list. And Sai's going to go for Skaven, and by the sound of it, it's really horrible. So we'll have to see what happens. So we'll see you after we have something to eat.